Hello and welcome, I'm Logan with All Paths Taken, and this is part 22 of my 100% walkthrough of Elden Ring. In this episode, we will be exploring the first trunk of the Mountaintop of Giants as we make our way to Castle Sol. As always, we are going for every secret, every item, and every boss. So, fellow Tarnished, rise and join me on my quest to become the true Elden Lord. So, from our grace, we are going to head southeast and pick up an item that is very easily missed. If you head over here towards the pillars, you can already see it. We got a body and one item as well, and it is just a formic rock. Nothing super impressive or super crazy, but we needed to grab it before we head on our way throughout this rest of this section. Now, we're going to go through the Mountaintop of Giants a little bit different in this episode. I'll actually show you now before we go fight any bosses or any enemies. We are going to primarily get this whole huge section done in this episode, and then if we have any leftover time, we will make our way in this side of the Mountaintop of Giants. So that's the game plan as of right now, but the main thing that we want to get to is Castle Sol, because Castle Sol is going to be where our remaining section of the Erdtree medallion is. So there's not going to be a ton of enemies that we're going to fight right away at the start of this episode, because we got golems everywhere that we don't need to fight, because they don't really drop anything for us. They don't give us anything good unless you're going for their halberd, which their halberds are very rare drop, so you're going to be killing them for a while. But as we make our way east, this one's going to be walking down from another golden seed. Again, if you are somebody like me who's already got all of the flasks, this is just going to be a nice little item for you to grab as we look at another location for where you can pick one of those bad boys up. Then we're going to wake this golem up, you know, if he ever decides to get up. And then we're going to try to lure him over to a statue so we can get some smithing stone 7s. This will probably take a while. It's very annoying, but like for some reason, once he gets within a striking range of the statue, he just loves to walk away. Or he'll do that attack and just back himself up anyway. It's really annoying. Yeah, there we go. That one moves you forward. You can do the fire too? Okay, cool. Alright, now what? Oh, good. Do it again. Yes. One more time. No, not that one. That one you back up. Oh, that's annoying. Come on. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Keep coming, big boy. Good job, dude. We're almost there. This is where, though, you like to just back up, and it bothers me. Because we're right there. Yeah! Good RNG. Hey! He hit it from there. Sweet. Alright, so you can kill him if you want. Honestly, I'm not gonna. I don't really get anything that I need for my character, so there's no point in me trying to kill it. But for now, we are going to come right up here. And we are going to hit this grace. You can rest if you need it, like if you took damage from the golem or anything like that. But then, I believe we are going to climb a cliff, and we are going to... Oh, that's right, I forgot. I wrote down a quest line for Diallos. Okay, well, let me rest, actually, so... Let me rest. Since the golem's coming, we will rest, calm the world down, and then we're going to actually go to Diallos real quick. So we can't complete his whole quest line yet, as we have to do a couple more things with his quest line or in the game in order to progress him to completion. But we can progress it so he does appear here.
Oh, hello again, cuz. I'm happy you came back. I have good tidings for you, cuz. Have you noticed the rare flowers growing in this village? I asked the villagers if you could pick some of them, and they said you'd be very welcome. Go on, Car. Who knows? Go on. Who knows?
Alright, so... He basically just gave you permission to pick them, but it's not really important. Main thing is that we just want to progress the world again, so rest, and then run back to him, and he will eventually tell you that Diallos is here.
again. Say, cuz, have you met Uncle Alexander? He used to live here with us, but then he left to be a champion. I asked to go with him, but he said, the path of champions must be trod alone. So heroic, right? I miss him, though. If you see him, you should ask him to teach you how to fight, cuz. He's big and tough and strong. Uncle Alexander said he won't be back again. My home is of the past, and the past, as they say, is a different country. I suppose that's part of being a warrior, isn't it? So, please don't tell anyone, cuz. But I'm actually a warrior jar as well. One day, I'll be just like Uncle Alexander. Then I'll have to leave the village to become a champion. Uncle Alex, my home is... I suppose that...
Alright. One more time. I like that dude's questline. It's really cool. Because it gives you that, like, little kid feeling of like, alright, you grow up and you be as strong as you can one day, bub. It's just kind of cool. I like it. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Ah. Hello again. Do you know what a poacher is, cuz? They hunt us, smash us, and then take us away. This village is kept secret, so I think we're safe here. But you should be careful if you ever meet one of them, cuz I hope Uncle Alexander beats them all up first. Those awful poachers.
Alright, last time before Diallos shows up.
Oh, hello again, cuz. Have you heard? A new potentate's come to the village. I think he said his name was Diallos. He seems a little down in the dumps, but his hands, as smooth as silk.
That sounds about right.
I don't know. I'm a little disappointed, actually.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even though good Sir Diallos has a wonderful suit of armor, he says he isn't a warrior. And since he's a coward, he won't be fighting anymore. His smooth and silky hands feel nice when he pats us. But I wish we had a potentate big and strong like you.
That's fair, dude. That's fair. Diallos doesn't like to fight. He talks a big game, but when it comes to fighting, he runs away like a little coward. And speaking of the coward, here he is.
Beans. No wonder you're covered in muck. Oh, my friend, it's been far too long. I have to say you caught me at a rather low point. But as you see, I've put all that behind me. Left the Volcano Manor, forging my own path now, making my own choices. Even a fool like me can look after some simple jars. Do you pity me? Well, don't. I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm on the straight and narrow. A fool I may be, but I can look after some simple jars. Do you pity me? Well, don't.
Alright, so later we will be able to come back and fulfill his quest line. There's like one or two more things that we have to do, but we're going to warp back to the freezing lake and we're going to climb up the cliff edge to get an item, and then we are going to try our best to figure out how to get into the last tower. Now, if you are somebody who is playing offline, honestly, I recommend you go online and just wait for messages and bloodstains and things like that to show up so you can find where to go. Because honestly, it's ridiculous. It is. It's really ridiculous trying to figure out where exactly to go. So we come up here, you see this archway. We want to go onto the arch first and grab a grease item. Or excuse me, not a grease item, a bolus. And then we are going to head this direction for a couple of snails and a couple more skeletons, but we are going to get to another grace. And this is where we are going to rest to reset the world. Make sure all those enemies lose their aggression or aggro. And then we're going to go try to figure out how to get this, how to get into the Heretical Rise. Because honestly, I'm never good at figuring this puzzle out because it's an invisible bridge and an invisible staircase. And honestly, it's like it's like the, I don't even know how to say it. The puzzle or the book that all of these rises have. It's supposed to show you, like, oh, the path is graved in snow. So you just ride out here, and there you can see, like, a mist, a snowy mist going around. And now you can see snow falling. Oh my goodness, it actually worked this time. That's wild. See this little bit of smoke up here? This is your staircase. So just take your time following the light, invisible snow. And then we're going to go all the way up, right into this tower. That's wild that I got it my first try. I am blown away. Because I tried this for so long when I was doing my walkthrough prep, and I'm like, I don't need to be online. I'll see it. I could not. I did it at night. I did it during the day. I did it during a blizzard. I did it without blizzards. Like, it was ridiculous. And I'm so surprised that I got that first try. But now, if you go down, there's no items. There's just one more of these puppets, so it's not really worth going down. We want to go up to get our last Legendary Sorcery that we need to get. And I believe it is the Legendary Sorcery Founding Rain of Stars. Pretty cool spell. If you've played Night Rain, instead of casting that as an actual spell for the game, you get it as a passive, which is pretty cool. Which, that game I might play once or twice on stream too. I've started a Deathless run, by the way, so you can check that out on my YouTube channel. But if you're not used to Deathless runs or anything like that, I only do those runs and those streams on Saturdays when I stream from noon to 3. So if you want to stop by and hang out for a little bit, you are welcome to. Actually, I'm just going to head back to my previous grace, Snow Valley Ruins Overlook. But if you want to come by and hang out, I'm sure I'm still doing the Deathless run, because honestly, our first stream, 3 hours, I had some technical difficulties, but in terms of gameplay, I was phenomenal. No deaths through Limgrave or the Weeping Peninsula. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. But now, once we are up here, I gotta find my rock. Let me see my notes. Yep, okay, I'm right. Never mind. So, not a lot of items in this area. I was looking for this up here where we get the Beast Eye Quivers. And then we want to head down this direction for a Tibia Mariner. And a couple snails. So, our goal is to try to kill this dude. He will give us another Deathroot. Oh, God. And then once we get the Deathroot, he will also give us another really cool weapon as well, which is the Helphen Steeple. So we got our Helphen Steeple, and we got the Deathroot. Pretty cool stuff, and now we have kind of cleared out everything up top. Honestly, if you took any damage, honestly, I'd recommend just going back and resting if you're going to go fight the Deathrite Bird. Deathrite Bird is down that way and then to the right, but we are actually going to run through this section one more time. I just can't believe that there's no items, right? I just can't believe it, because I wrote down in my notes that there's nothing. I ran by every single gravestone, but I just want to double check, because I knew there was one, and this should be a golden ruin, and then after that, there's nothing. Which, oh, I did miss something. Look at me. Look at me. I missed a ruin. How unfortunate. But now we're going to head this way. Eventually, a big skeleton should pop up. Or maybe not. Look at that. I guess my prep glitched. There was a big skeleton right here that did not die, which is kind of shocking. But now we're going to head across this bridge because we're going to clear out this section of the Mountaintop of Giants, which there's not much here, honestly. There's just some bats inside a ruin. And there's a jellyfish that you can see as well. But we're going to take out some of these bats. And then we are going to complete a quest that most people probably missed or didn't know what it was. It's very simple.
Where did you go?
All you need to do is slap on the jellyfish, Ash.
When we turn 14, we go to see the stars.
And then summon it.
Dear sister, you're finally here. No time to waste. Let's see the stars.
Pretty cool quest. Get a gesture from it. And then we end up coming down here where we broke the seal. So we can come in and grab a cool talisman. It's your Primal Glinstone Blade. So what this one does for you sorcery builds, it, I believe, yep, less FP, but your maximum health is reduced. So when you cast, it does way less. You can put that on with a couple of other items that also do that. So you have, basically you can just cast spells forever. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then we got one more item right up here, and then we're going to move on towards the minor Erdtree. Got the freezing grease. Nothing else in these ruins except for bats, so it's up to you if you want to clear things out and grab any Roa fruit or anything like that, or rhymed fruit, whatever it's called. But now we're just heading this way. And we're going to turn east here in a second. So we can head to another bridge that has a Somber 9 on it. I do love this view. Not gonna lie, I love that view of the next section that we need to go to. It's really cool. Really, really, really cool. Now, over here, there's a boatload of demi-humans, and honestly, I didn't find a single item, I don't think. So, honestly, just ride to the right. Try to lure as little demi-humans as you possibly can, as we have an avatar fight. The avatar fight is pretty much like the other ones, with the exception of when it gets around half health, it will summon a second one, but they share the same health bar. So as long as you're hitting one, you'll kill both of them. Ooh, we got the buff already. Wow. What a fight. What a fight. Super difficult and challenging, am I right? Am I right, guys? Alright, so now we've basically just made a big loop for this top part. So now we want to end up going to the Snow Valley Ruins Overlook. And now we're going to go fight a pretty challenging boss fight, the Deathrite Bird. So this Deathrite Bird is the strongest death bird in the game. It uses a lot of frost. Every move has Ghost Flame on it, with the exception of its grab. It likes to roar a lot as well. Around half health, it will create a giant Ghost Flame spike from its spear or its poker that it's wielding. And it will slam it into the ground, creating a giant explosion of Ghost Flame, which deals frost damage. And it goes out in like a star pattern. Kind of like how Morgoth's sword attack is in Leyndell. That's pretty much the same thing. But this boss is pretty cool. It's pretty hard to fight. However, if you hit it in the head, you deal a lot more damage than hitting it in the body. And if you are a bleed build, unfortunately, you're going to do like no damage. Yeah, see that? Just no damage. Alright, so this, he's just going to summon a lot of spikes. We going to do the grab? Oh, you're not doing the grab. That's your favorite move to follow up that attack. What the heck? Oh, now the wraiths. Lovely. I am very surprised he hasn't done his big bomb yet. Oh, good delay swipe, sir. Ah, there it is. Whew! That scared me. I thought I was just off-angled enough. Woo! Avoided that. Nice. First try on the Deathrite Bird. Let's go, dude. That was a tough fight. That was a tough fight. Then we get his Death Ritual Spear, which is pretty sweet. I have not used that weapon, but that's one of the weapons on my list. I want to do a playthrough with that. Alright, now. We are going to head to the Hoslow fight, which is our last remaining quest from the Volcano Manor. All you're doing is just dropping down this direction to the southeast. There are some items first that we want to grab. One is right over here with a warming stone. Then we got a cured meat. There should be a smithing stone 7 around here somewhere, I believe. Yes, right here. And then we want to head into the shack as we have an armor set to pick up. Got the traveling maiden set, and this I believe is Melinda's set. And then we have, right over here, our Hoslow fight. So this dude has some pretty strong whips. They do a pretty good amount of bleed damage. And he also has an invincible dodge. Like, you'll see it here in a second. Right there. It's just the Bloodhound step. Beauty. Well, that was pretty easy. I'm surprised. Normally he gives me a hard time. Alright, so from here, let me check something real quick. I don't believe there's any items. And if there is an item, it's like a craftable. Yeah, it's just a craftable. Yep, not worth your time. So, we are going to warp back to the Overlook, and we're going to head towards Castle Sol. Alright, so on our way to Castle Sol, I will also explain that there is a turtle mausoleum down there as well. The turtle mausoleum's really easy. It's the easiest one. All you gotta do is just smack its feet. Oh, I missed another item. What is wrong with me? My goodness. But all you gotta do is smack its feet or wherever the skulls are, and you'll get those skulls knocked off, and it'll eventually lower. So if you are somebody who wants to use a more remembrances or try to create like a different boss build of different remembrances, you can use that as well. So it's pretty cool. So if you wanted to do like more Gots build where he has, or excuse me, a Godric build where he has you have the axe and the dragon fist, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty fun. I'm not a fan of the axe though. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the axe. It looks just goofy. Because it's got a teeny tiny thin handle that's ridiculously long. And then it has a giant weighted bulky axe blade on top. So it just looks weird. It looks weird. Like its proportions are just off. Kind of like what I talked about with the Guts' Greatsword. With the cinder block guard that it has. The proportions of the weapons just look a little off. Alright, and now we're going to do the Turtle Mausoleum. Again, really simple. Will not take much time at all. Just hit the stones right off of it, and you'll be good to go. I believe you only got to do like 2 feet, maybe 3 depending on the RNG. Alright, so this one should be good to go, I believe. Oh, almost. You will die. if you get stepped on. I will say that. Well, if you're next to him getting hit, that'll do just a little bit of damage. But if he full-on steps on you, you're dead. Just so you're aware. So you got to watch out for where he is walking, because he will walk a little aggressively at times. Is that enough yet? There we go. Okay, cool. Now, instead of going in the turtle mausoleum, we're actually going to take a lap around the castle's hole, as we have a couple of items to grab. Because on one side of the castle, there's the graveyard with a bunch of ruins, and then we also have a, I believe we have a somber stone to grab. If not a somber stone, just a smithing stone. And one thing that's also cool is you get to see the Halig tree from here, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. But as we wrap around, we get to see the graveyard that we want to grab a couple of ruins from. And once we grab all of our runes, was that all of them? Yes, yes it was. And then we want to head this way. There will be a couple birds. It's up to you if you want to fight them or not. Honestly, just make sure you grab the smithing stone that's over here and you're good to go. And right over here is our smithing stone, or Somber 8. There we go. Now we can rest at the grace, and now we are going to fight some lions. The lions are one of the hardest enemies in this castle. This castle also has just some ridiculously chunky enemies. And honestly, it's like for no reason. They're just super thick, super chunky. They take a lot of damage in order to hurt. And they're just hyper aggressive. Like, it's pretty challenging trying to get through this castle. But we're going to run this way. If you have any kukri or anything like that, chuck it at one of the lions. Or if you have magic, and then we want to lure them this way, as there are two. You can see the second one back there, right above my head. He will come when this one gets to around half health. Oh, good move, sir. There's the bleed proc beauty. And the reason we want to kill these guys is because they give us Somber 7. So if you want to make a ridiculously strong build with all Somber weapons, it's important to have those Somber stones there for you. And there we go. Now from here we can grab this item over here. And then we're going to go back and rest just to recover our heals. As I've mentioned, this castle can be pretty tough because enemies hit really hard. Alright, so now that we have rested, we are going to go through the first chunk of the castle. So first thing you can see, we got a glowy underneath these wood planks, or this little deck that they got built up, or this platform, whatever you want to call it. Got a smithing stone 5, and then we're going to go up the stairs and follow the path until we essentially get to a trap. You can see the trap already. There's a bird there. There's also a couple of dogs around the corner, but we're going to come this way first for a freeze grease. Then once we grab that, we're going to wrap around, and now it's time to trigger the trap. Again, if you have throwing daggers, kukri, a bow, anything like that, try to lock on to the bird and then chuck or throw or whatever to get that bird coming down our way. Why did it unlock from the bird? That's weird. Oh, it's stuck. Beauty. Well, that worked pretty easy. And now we got a couple of wolves to kill. Oh, they did see me. They just didn't come and fight. That's good. Is there one more over here? Yes, there is. One more laying down. Alright, so from here, we are now going to wrap around up to that fancy little window area for a grace. There are no weapons, no items, no enemies right in this little tunnel. But right on this section, we have a couple of enemies that are going to pop out. We have a banished knight that's going to appear by the doorway. We got an archer over there, and then we're going to have 3 or 4 enemies kind of spammed out right through here. So what we're going to do is trigger them, and then we're going to run up these stairs to try to fight away from the archer, where the archer will hopefully not be able to kill us or get us this quickly. Oh god, I might be dead. Stop spamming, it's rude. Is that archer still hitting me? You got curving arrows? Well, that's a lie. Alright, so once we grab all of this stuff and we're healed up, we can run this way, and now we can take out that banished knight that's going to appear. Let him jump down here so we can get behind him for a backstab. Then we can go to town after that. Really? I rolled, but okay. Stop hitting me. No! I saw it and I was already in an animation. Dang it! Alright, I'm back. I definitely didn't die again on my way here, and you guys didn't see it. Definitely didn't. What is going on? Miss me. Woo! Revenge. I got my revenge. Yeah, there we go. Haha, I feel better. Alright, now we want to come in here and we want to grab the grace. I would not recommend resting yet, because we do actually have to come back out here for this little ladder, as it's going to lead to a couple of new places around the castle. So we want to climb up this little ladder first. We're then going to take a right, as there is a stone over here that we can grab. And then we are going to head the other direction. Now, over there is a halberd knight, a halberd banished knight. He's very strong, but we are going to try to lure him over so we don't have to fight him and the wolves. So, try your best. Throw a kukri or 2, or 3, or 4. Try to kill one of the wolves before the other knight comes over. Because sometimes that wolf will come over, sometimes it won't. The main thing that we want to do is aggro the knight. So here he comes. Don't worry, he will vanish. He will pop up here. It's only a matter of time. So I think while he's doing that, I think we're going to try to kill the dog. Hopefully he won't appear right at this moment. Oh crap, he appeared. Alright, now we can fight him. Oh, he gave me a good move. Nice. Whoo! Got him. Alright, excellent. That wasn't terrifying by any means. Wasn't there an item up here? Yes, there is, right here. Then we wanted to grab the stone sword key, and we want to head this direction towards the turtle mausoleum. So from here, just kind of... Oh, come on now. We want to hop onto the wall, and then we want to hop over here towards this side. Now, this ladder just leads down to this pathway that we've already gone. Okay, so we've already gone this way. That's where we fought the lions. We just come through here and we climb up into this little section. So I just took another way to loop around because we're going to eventually work our way back to where the Eclipse Shoulder is and that legendary armament that we're needing. So over on this side, yeah, that's what I didn't want to have happen, but that's fine. As you can see, we got a ballista. I wouldn't recommend really picking up all the items. I would just try to focus on getting through it as quickly as possible. I am terrible at dodging these today. My goodness. Oh my god, game! Just let me get through! Ah! So you want to kill each dude as there is another ballista in each area. Honestly, just kind of head for them first, because they do so much damage. That one, it does try to be sneaky. Stop throwing pots. Just come fight me like a man. That's what you get. Alright, so now we can go backwards and grab whatever items were around, because I believe there was an item or two that dropped. Excellent. We got all the items. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Then we can head up this way. Is that item just chilling in the air? That's awesome. I love that. I love that for me. That's pretty funny. Then we can grab this item here. We want to then climb down this ladder. And we want to grab the painting and open the door. Now we're going to climb back up the ladder as there is another item for us to grab as well. So this castle is relatively weird to try to navigate because there is so much, there's so many items that are just in random spots that, like, it's just best to make sure you get the weapon or you get the item with least amount of enemies around as possible, right? So, like, we got a wolf here because, again, I died, ran through the level, came back. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any enemies and you wouldn't have anything to fight, right? So that's just one thing that I like about this level, is that when you clear something out like that or from over there, it's a good idea to try to do this without resting, because you'll have more enemies to get you between you and the grace you want to get back to. Unless you're trying to warp. If you warp back, you're good to go. Alright, but now we want to rest back at this church. If you have enough to level up, be sure to level up. And now we are going to head into the chapel as we get our next legendary armament, the Eclipse Shotel. So the Shotel, or Shotel, is pretty interesting, honestly. It is a weapon that, let me see if I have this right. I don't want to say it wrong, but I believe it's like sudden death upon enemies. Did I pass it? I might have passed it. Ah, there it is. So it is skill Death Flare, set Lusters, Sun Ablaze with the Prince of Death Flames, inflicting the death ailment upon foes. Follow up with an additional input to bring the armament down, triggering an explosion. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yep, so that's the deal with it. Okay, just to be able to apply Death Blight to your weapon. Oh, why are you here? What the god, that was horrifying. I was in a menu, sir, and I heard footsteps. That was terrifying. That was scarier than a Resident Evil game. Oh, dude gave me a heart attack. I might need to check my shorts. My goodness. Alright, we're going to rest real quick. And now we are going to head back out into the chapel, and we're going to take another left as we have a door here that we want to go through. Now we're going to take an immediate right and heading south Now you're probably going to get shot once or twice, but again, you got a little bit of overlap going on. So we want to be here, and now we want to just kind of stroll. Again, you might get shot once or twice from the archers behind you, but if we go kill the archers, we can't really come get this item. So it's just kind of got to walk back and forth, swerving the arrows on your way through. And then we want to drop down right here. You can grab your rune arc. There should be a door open, and there's a bunch of rats inside. So try to lure them out instead of going in. Yep, there we go. Stop it. I think there's one left. Yep. And we want to grab smithing stone 7s. And we want to climb up the ladder, and now we are going to be pretty much right behind where those archers were. There's one archer up top that we can't get to anymore. And then there's another archer that is right over here. You can kill him if you want, but honestly, there's no real point. What we are really trying to worry about is this big boy. This big boy is the hardest banished knight in the game. Without a doubt in my mind. This dude hits like a truck. He's got stamina for days. He's got health for days. And he is very, 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 very aggressive. So, make sure you are ready for this. If you are not ready, I recommend warping back and then just taking this path up. It goes right around where those archers were. So instead of taking those small steps, you just follow the ladder up that was next to us, wrap around the building, and Bob's your uncle. You're right here. So, again, make sure you buffed up. He comes behind, and he likes to do this long combo where he will finish it with a flip. Gives you an opening for a backstab. Whew, thank God I was doing enough damage. Oh, I came through here on my walkthrough prep with a couple of fists, like the star fists, and oh my God, he would not stagger. It was ridiculous. But we wanted to grab the Amber Medallion, or the Cerulean Medallion, I should say, as this is pretty much the whole castle cleared out with the exception of getting to our boss fight. But we are almost done with Castle Sol. So now we're going to head the same direction that we did, where we are heading through the chapel into the pews. We're going to take a left, and we're going to come into here. Now, above that item, hanging from the air, I don't know if I can show you. You can kind of see him there, is the Albinauric. Okay, the Albinauric right there is going to yell and alert all of the enemies around him. So there's 3 guys laying down over here that will try to grab you. You can see one behind the stairs. He will also summon a couple phantoms as well. So when you're coming up this way, we want to run and try to get him before he yells. And then we want to roll immediately so we avoid getting grabbed like that. If you are using a heavy weapon, it might be difficult trying to roll out of the way of these guys. As you can see, since I'm fast, since I'm using quicker weapons, I was able to get out of the way very fast. So same thing up here. Try to kill that dude before he yells. If you have a bow or magic, you can do that as well. Good move, sir. Well, that's unfortunate. Holy crap, I was not expecting you to come down here. Stop it. I'm dead. God dang it. I knew it as soon as I didn't get that first roll, I died. Alright, so I believe that's all of the items in that little section. So if you want to just run by everything and get to the shortcut, you are welcome to. That's probably what I'm going to do since I've already killed most of everything once. I don't really need to kill all those dudes again. Yeah, no items up here. We're just going to run to the shortcut. We will have a banished knight that will follow us though, so just be prepared for that. But as long as we get this, if we die, it's no big deal. So on our way down, he is going to come down here, and we do have to grab an item. which is fine because we want to actually move to a different grace anyway. Actually, let's see if I can take him out. Man, your tracking is nuts. Like, it is. It's nuts. My goodness. Alright, since he's dead... Yeah, this is the ladder. Oh, I forgot there's an item there. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I forgot there's an item. Alright. Useful nascent butterfly. Definitely useful. Definitely going to use that for everything. And every day I play Elden Ring, I'm definitely going to use a butterfly. Alright, but now we are just heading to our grace out here. And as we have pretty much circled the entire castle. So this is the easiest grace to get to the boss fight from. We're just going to go to that same path that we just took. Ride the elevator back up. There will be no enemies waiting for us. And then we're going to fight the Commander Niall fight. Or the Commander Niall boss fight. So this fight is very tricky. My first playthrough, I got stuck on this boss fight for probably 4 or 5 hours, and I honestly ended up giving up the game and just restarting a new character. I went farther into exploration. I picked a different weapon class. I found different ways to get stronger. I found everything that I needed to actually kick this dude's butt. But when I came here, I was way under leveled. Like, I think I was only level 60 or 70 compared to what I am now. Like, I'm 133. I was also using like a greatsword that was underleveled. Like, I think I was using like a +8 or a +9 greatsword because I just didn't find any smithing stones. And I got to this boss fight, and let me tell you what, like, trying to kill those two banished knights, impossible. Impossible. Now, if you're somebody who does not have a set build that needs like the jump attacks or needs blood, the Lord of Blood's exaltation, the visceral attack or the dagger talisman is actually really useful here because you're going to start the fight using a visceral attack on one of the banished knights, and then the other banished knight with the shield is very easy to cheese with backstabs. So once you get those two dead, he won't summon any more enemies. He'll just have a souped up version of the commander to fight. So we backstab this dude, and then we roll away, and we try to get him coming. And then now we lock on to the other banished knight, and we wait for him to do his big moves or walk over slowly. And then here we go. He will now aggro, and he'll buff himself in the arena. He typically opens with a big jump. Dude, you gotta face the guy. I deserved that. I was early. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by this. I don't think I'm far enough away. Whoo! I somehow avoided all that. That was wild. There's that good bleed proc. Let's go, baby. That was so sweet. Got him. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. This build's pretty tough. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, so from here we can rest, regain our health, level up if you need to. And then we're going to go grab our Erdtree medallion. So all we're going to do is run this way. And then climb in the elevator. Then at the top of the elevator, there will be a mist or ash dude. An ashen dude that's there who can drop a little bit of lore on you. And then you get the Halig secret medallion as well. Pretty cool how he's talking about the Halig tree when the Halig tree is like right below us on one of the sides. I showed you where it was earlier. It's like right down there in that direction. So yeah, but that is pretty much everything in Castle Sol. And we have done pretty much everything in this first zone of Mountaintop of Giants. I want to check one more thing just to see if Diallos' questline comes to an end since we've taken out Hoslow. I did not check my walkthrough prep, so we'll see. If I had to guess, I think nothing changed.
Diallos' smooth and silky hands feel nice when he pats us. But I wish we had a potentate big and strong like you.
Nope, nothing there. Let's go see if Diallos has moved or has changed anything. Oh, well, nope, doesn't appear so.
Maybe. Do you pity me?
Nope, that's it. Alright, no big deal. We will end the episode here. We are going to actually pick up right from the Freezing Lake Grace, and we're going to continue through the rest of the Mountaintop of Giants. In the next episode, I will tell you for sure what I am planning on doing. Right now, I am leaning towards leaving this section for later, or getting all of this section done up to Fire Giant, but not killing him, as I like to leave the Remembrance boss fights for last, as the other remaining area of the Mountaintop of Giants is this side, the Consecrated Snowfield, as it leads to the Halig tree. So I'd like to get this section done first before we do the Fire Giant boss fight, as we get our Somber weapon to +10, which will just help us fight the Fire Giant and all the remaining Remembrance bosses as well. Then there's just a lot of other upgrade material as well for just a normal weapon, getting it closer to that +25. So I'm thinking we're probably going to spend an episode getting all of this area done, the rest of the Mountaintop of Giants, then we're going to move to the Consecrated Snowfield, or I might just start from the Grand Lift of Rold and go that way as well to try to get the Consecrated Snowfield done before we come back for everything else. But let me know. Actually, no. I'll say let me know what you guys want, but I'll probably have that up by then. I'm sorry about that if you had something that you'd wanted to do prior to. But we will pick up the next episode either from the Freezing Lake Grace up here, or we will go into the Grand Lift of Rold and take the secret, or raise the secret medallion so we can get to our Consecrated Snowfield, which is one of the hardest, if not the hardest section in the game. So, thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Again, if you want more Elden Ring content, make sure you subscribe to my channel, All Paths Taken, as pretty much all of 2026 is going to be dedicated to Elden Ring. I got 100% walkthrough coming through. I've got the Shadow of the Erdtree 100% walkthrough coming through. I've got build videos that I'm going to be doing. I've got challenge run live streams on Saturdays that I'm going to be doing. There's a bunch of different things with Elden Ring that I will be playing. So if you are interested in Elden Ring or you love Elden Ring, make sure you guys follow along and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to be excited to see you guys there. And as always, if you liked this video, please make sure you click the like button. That helps me out a lot. It lets me know I'm doing great things, or what ways I need to improve if you're not hitting the like button. You know what I mean? So, have a great day, everybody, and I will see you in the next episode.